Let me try that again. Hi, everyone. Hola, my name is Christian Lamont, and I'm excited to be celebrating another day of Latino Conservation Week with you all. We're going to have a very special Latino Conservation Week 2022 virtual conversation with our guests live in Costa Rica. So I've got a very special guest with us today, someone who's been doing the important work of sharing stories from across the Americas. Kim Haas, the host of the PBS show Afro-Latino Travels with Kim Haas. Kim, we're so thrilled to have you join us for another week of Latino Conservation Week.
Oh, no, it's my absolute pleasure. And I have to say, because I'm here in Costa Rica, pura vida.
Hey, wonderful. And then we're also thrilled to be joined by Luanna Gonzalez, Marketing Executive from the Costa Rica Board of Tourism.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, how are you doing?
Hi.
Okay, so for Kim and Luanna, I know I just introduced you briefly to our community, but could you both introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about yourself and the work that you do? Kim, Luanna?
Okay, thank you. Okay, I work in Costa Rica Tourism Board as a PR executive. Especially, I focus in United States, Canada, and Mexico markets. So I love my country. So everybody said that I have a perfect job for me because I try to motivate the people visit Costa Rica, and I really happy with this job because my country is really amazing. I know everybody said that each country is really amazing, but Costa Rica, it's really amazing. And I like to everybody come to Costa Rica and enjoy our pura vida lifestyle and all the nature that we have to offer.
I'm sorry. This is Kim Haas. Hi, everyone. Hola. So, I'm here in San Jose and Costa Rica. And Luanna was instrumental in helping us film our episodes of Afro-Latino Travels with Kim Haas. So our first 2 episodes were shot in Costa Rica. And thanks in big part to Luanna. So it's nice having her on. And she and I were just met last night for dinner in San Jose. So that was really wonderful. So it's good to be here with her and with you all and Christian and everybody to celebrate the week and the importance of it.
That is wonderful, and it's great to hear you both. The connection is crisp and clear. So I'm super excited about this. Kim, I know you quickly mentioned, that how you know Luanna and what you've been doing, but can you tell us more about what you're doing in Costa Rica right now, the bigger picture, and then how you came to connect with Luanna?
Yeah, so actually, I'm in Costa Rica now. Just arrived. I'm trying to think now. It's like whirlwind. Yesterday, and I am here on my first trip. So it's a Travels with Kim Haas, and we have a group of people joining us, travelers from the United States, including my parents. And so we're really excited. This is our first night, and we're all getting together this evening, and we're going to go out for dinner and a show, and then we will be traveling in part in the footsteps of Afro-Latino Travels with Kim Haas. And so we will be meeting tomorrow with Quince Duncan. Luanna knows him. She told me all about him as we were preparing for the show. He's an amazing author and really celebrated as the, not just Costa Rica, but also kind of the king of, I would say, not the best word, of Afro-Costa Rican literature. And so he's really responsible for sharing and bringing the Afro-Costa Rican into Costa Rican literature. And so we have a session with him tomorrow, and that was from the show, as I interviewed him in the show. And then we're doing a cooking segment in Limon and Arenal, the volcanoes. We didn't do that in the show, but we're going there. So I'm really excited about that because that area just looks absolutely gorgeous. And Luanna could even talk about that. And then we're doing zip lining. I don't know if I'm doing that because I am not a fan. I'm sorry to say I'm not a zip liner. So some people may be doing that. whitewater rafting. So all the things that I think when you think about Costa Rica, or if it's on, on your bucket list and you want to get out and enjoy, I think we're going to be doing all of those things. So I'm really, really excited.
I mean, that sounds incredible. Luanna, do you want to tell us a little bit about these places that Kim just mentioned?
Oh, of course. Are one of well, La Fortuna is one of my favorite places in Costa Rica because, of course, is the Arenal volcano that is really, really amazing, but had a lot of touristic offer around. For example, they have caves, have zip lining, water rafting, hot springs. For me, hot spring is so relaxing. It's really amazing. So I remember like maybe when I was like at 20s, in my 20s, I went a lot with my friends because it's so nice to relaxing at night and then take a dinner and just rest. So it's really amazing. You can see a lot of animals. You can imagine how much animals are in the area. The hiking bridges are an amazing place too because you walking between the trees. So usually the people walk in the and see the trees very high, but in this place you almost stay in the highest place of the tree. And in Puerto Viejo, oh my God, is for me is the best place to feel in the pura vida lifestyle. It's really really amazing. First thing, you don't find these big hotels or big resorts as is in other places in the Caribbean. It's very slow place. Everybody's like, hey, how are you? And so fine. Yeah. I'm very happy. And they have this feeling that you want to dance in the street. It's so crazy, but it's really, really amazing.
That sounds amazing. I don't know if you knew this, Kim, but our Latino Outdoors executive director, Luis Villa, spent 12 years working and living and just breathing Costa Rica, and you can definitely tell he has this way about him, but it's also like very community based, and the questions that he asks, it's not just why, but it's like why, from the heart. So I can totally picture, Luanna, what you're saying with the strolling, with purpose to the life. Not exactly what we're used to here in the States, but definitely full of purpose, full of joy. That's fantastic. I want to go right now. I'm sorry.
Did he dance in the street? You have to ask him.
Yeah. Okay, so then I have a question for both of you. Would you mind sharing a little bit about your journey from when you were young and that initial spark that said, like, for Kim, like, you want to travel, you want to share stories, and for Luanna, you want to share stories and introduce people to and talk about these beautiful places. Could you tell us about, from that spark, the journey to where you are now?
No, start, Kim, don't worry.
Okay. So the spark, I always credit my grandmother, and I tell this story because my grandmother, she grew up in the segregated South in South Carolina, and she had a really hard life. Her mother died by the time she was 10, and her father was in and out of her life. And so for African Americans at the time, just your every movement and so much of what you did was controlled by others, and you didn't have that sense of control about just your life. And so, but she, despite all that and despite the challenges, this is what I love about my grandmother, is that her life was hard, but she just had this will and this determination, and she was super positive, and she was so loving and caring, and she just had a real wanderlust and a joy for living and for people. And so she loved to travel, and she took me to Mexico, to Acapulco, when I was 6 or 7 years old. And I can remember someone in the hotel lobby, a perfect stranger, asked me if she could teach me my numbers in Spanish, uno a veinte. And I said, that was it. In that moment, I said, if you're able to change someone's DNA, my DNA was changed forever. And I knew from then on that I wanted to combine languages. And at that time, it was just Spanish, but languages and Spanish with television and with communications. Like, I knew it. I was certain that I wanted to somehow, fuse them and combine them. And so that's the journey that I've been on really ever since, is this love of travel and culture and communications and meeting people like Luanna, and just getting out in the world. And, whether you're in Costa Rica and you can get there, or wherever you may be in the world. But it's important. I think that's what my grandmother did. She just got out. And I remember, when she was in her 80s, like, she would say, I'm going. And she said, I'll go by myself. If she wasn't going to wait for somebody else to go with her, she said, I will just go. And maybe that's hopefully a message we can share with others, is that sometimes you just have to go and do, and you can't always wait for someone else. So, and I love that about my grandmother. She didn't let anything stop her. And she was just an incredible, incredible human being. So that's, that's why I'm here today. Obviously, thank you for the invitation, but that's how my journey started, without a doubt, was because of my grandmother. And I'll name her Cassie Keith.
Okay, I think I think in Costa Rica we are very nature. As you see, I have this amazing big tree behind me. So I live in a small town, and my dad is from this small town. It's very near to the airport, like at 20 minutes. And I remember when I was a child, my family usually like to went to these beaches that nobody knows, and I start to learn about the places and the culture. And then I stay in a high school. To the culture was very, very important for the director. So I think all those things start to have this suspicion that I need to know, or I want to know what happening in other places, or why the people use these specific clothes or make these specific things like that. And I start to travel around my country first. Of course, I like to go outside, but I really am surprised that we are a very, very small country, and we have a lot of things to offer, and every area is so different to the another one. And for example, if I stay in Guanacaste, it's like another country. It's really amazing and crazy, but I don't know why. I think we have a lot of things to share to the world, because we have this amazing style of life. So we are very, very nice, usually, like in every
Yeah.
place. Not body is like that. But last night when we talked about different topics, I said, Kim, hey Kim, we are like, peace and love is everything for us. So we try to not fight. So the people really feel good in Costa Rica, because everybody wants to help. It's very funny see the people. For example, if see somebody lost in the city, or tourists or something like that, because here it's very common to identify very, very quickly who is a tourist. So everybody's like a two or three people can go and say, do you need help or something like that?
Mhm.
And it's very nice. I don't know, it's part of our DNA. Something is strange. So I live here all my life, but I don't know, it's very nice to see things like that in general in the country, especially in the tourist areas.
I appreciate you both sharing that. Sometimes when you get asked what was the spark and what's your journey, you're like, oof, where do I start? But real quick, just to share, Kim, my abuelita too. She just passed away, but she had a great,
Aw.
great long life. And for me, that spark was her reading books about man-eating tigers and lions and the tall grasses and Brazil. So she instilled that little sense of adventure with me, and we were very fortunate also to travel with her and with my family when we were younger. So so I think that stuck with me. And what I can tell from both of you is that you're wonderful storytellers, and I'm sure that is incredibly useful in the work that you do. You know, Kim, as you're introducing international audiences and national audiences to these wonderful places, Luanna, you know, is telling the story of your people and your culture and your country. Can you both tell me, Kim, you first, about the importance of storytelling in the world and in what you do?
Yeah, I mean, story is everything. I mean, I think it's, you know, it's since mankind, you know, first, you know, we were created, or however you believe in that, but it's all about story. And that's the way that I think you can really connect with people, is through story. I mean, just hearing, you know, I know you were telling me about, and my condolences, you know, about the passing of your grandmother. And I mean, whether it's somebody's grandmother, grandfather, whatever, but there's stories that connect us. And I think sometimes we lose sight because we think, oh, you know, if you don't speak the same language, or if you don't have the same culture. But at the end, it's about the human condition, the story, whatever your story is. I think people can relate to story, and it's proven. People remember stories, you know, more than facts and figures and numbers. It's about how we connect with people through emotion and through telling and sharing. And that's how you make those human connections, I think, that stay with us long beyond, you know, the facts and the figures. And like Luanna was saying, I mean, she was talking last night about peace and love, and you know, I remember it. I mean, it stuck with me, and that's the kind of thing that I think makes the difference. Is it's all about the story, whatever the story is. People, you have that connection with people that I think stays.
I think the story is usually important for the tourists, especially because they like to know why some specific thing is happening in some place. For example, my last vacations, I went to Nicoya Peninsula. It's a very nice place. It's not so for international tourists, it's more for national tourists. But somebody said there is a restaurant in the middle of the sea, and you can go and take the dinner or lunch and say, okay. So to make this very short, we went to this restaurant and we start to talk with the guys. And this restaurant is for a people of a small town, belongs, is a cooperative. I don't know if yes, it's right.
Mhm.
Okay. It's a cooperative from a specific island in the Gulf. And everybody tried to the island grow up with the restaurant. They have tours. And so they start to say, well, we have these cabins in the island, and you can go and make a bicycle, or you can make some trails, and we have these amazing beaches, blah blah blah. So, and now I am planning my next vacations in this island. So
Yeah.
because for me it was very interesting to all community are working for the same goal, have the island like the best place to go in the Gulf. So for me, it's very important to the people know what happened, the things, or why the people wants to make something. And in Costa Rica, we have amazing stories, but you can imagine is sometimes it's like, oh my God, this thing happened here. For example, yes, it's crazy. In Monteverde, for example, there is a private reserve, and the reserve starts because a teacher in Austria, I think, start to talk about why the people have to protect the forest. And but this is in the 70s, something like that. And a group of childs start to sell cookies to buy part of the forest in Costa Rica, and now it's a big private reserve. So it's crazy. You can
Yeah.
imagine that things like that happens, but happens. So for me, that's important. And the other thing is the connection that Kim said. You need to connect with the other people and reinforce and help to the projects continue. So for me, that's the importance of the stories.
That's amazing, and yeah, as somebody who tells stories, also, like, you know, a week like Latino Conservation Week we're not just celebrating comunidad and conservation, cultura. We're also like collecting stories, so that, you know, similar to how Kim does, you know, when people look in 50 or 100 years, they'll be able to like learn about this and see who were these people, what was life like, you know, Latinx, Latina stories. What were those at that time? Because they've often not been told. So I'm really excited that, you know, even through digital technology, we're able to capture our stories and share photographs and videos and live streams and those kinds of things, and create series like Kim is doing. So on that note, we have some clips, and they're from Kim's show. Kim, why don't we start with the Marcos clip? If you can kind of help set up the clip, what are we about to watch?
So you are about to see Marcos and I, the interview with him. And Marcos is considered, you know, one of the, or if not the leading Calypso performers. And so we met up and had this interview with him. And it was just, I mean, we talk about getting outdoors. And again, no matter where you are, it's not that if you can't travel for whatever reason, but you can still enjoy just where you are. And I think sometimes just to learn to appreciate, like Luanna said, the tree right outside her door, you know, those kinds of things. You don't have to travel miles and miles to just appreciate where we are on the planet, wherever you are. So anyway, I say all that to say, but the setting was really beautiful. We were right in the Limon area and Limon, Costa Rica. And it was just gorgeous. I mean, this is where pictures don't do justice. You know, as much as you try and capture the beauty of a place, it's still just absolutely gorgeous. But this is with Marcos Forbes from Limon, Costa Rica.
Calypso can trace its roots directly back to West Africa. And when enslaved Africans were brought to the Caribbean to work on sugar plantations in the 17th century, they were not permitted to speak to each other while they worked. But they could sing, and sing they did. Combining dancing, drumming, and chanting, Calypso evolved into a lively yet subversive form of communication. Fast forward, today in Limon, Marcos Forbes is the king of Calypso, and he's putting a nuevo spin on this age-old musical tradition. Isn't this beautiful? I love it.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
This place, what you all seen around, this is what inspired me to do and to make music.
Yes. So let's go hear some music.
Okay, no
All
problem.
right.
Let's go.
Okay, Marcos.
Yeah,
Vamos a empezar.
claro.
All right. So you grew up here in Limon.
Well, I born and I grow here
Yeah.
in Limon. Some of my parents born in Limon, but another group of them come from Jamaica.
Was your family musical? Because they're Jamaican, so I'm asking.
My mother used to sing.
Yeah.
She likes sing. I have an uncle. He used to play guitar, and you know, he showed me his calypsos. He arranged and things like that. And start little by little.
Yes.
And go around, listen to bands playing. I listen to that one. I listen to my brother. And one day I said, I'm going to go which part some little boys was playing music, and I just go there and I said to one of them, can I get a chance to sing something?
Yeah.
And then I'm start, tengo mis zapatos rotos, me los tengo que quitar. Wow, and from that day, I'm started to sing with a little boy bands, and we start to go from one place to other place in Port Limon.
Marcos, you're known for your Calypso style and your unique style. Many people might just think of it as island music, some steel drums. But what is Calypso music?
For me, it means something like sad music, because I remember, you know, the slave first time. Mm-hmm. That's what they used to do with communications.
Yes.
So instead of they speak, they sing.
Yes.
You understand? That's the way they used to communicate.
Right.
Like, you know, the Banana Boat song, they used to use different music to send message, and maybe one guy come and say, "Hey, what you saying?" I'm saying, "No, I'm just singing a song," and
Yeah.
maybe it's just, "Love, I want to hear what you're going to tell me today. Please come and make me know
Yeah.
how the thing going to be tomorrow."
Yes. Tell us about how you make your own unique sound.
My calypso is different from the traditional.
Yes.
You know, I can't live under the traditional role
You want to keep evolving?
because I always says you don't find no one ringing a phone like first time. So I don't supposed to keep on playing calypso that way.
Yeah. Well, what are you seeing in Limon right now? What are the topics? What are people interested in hearing about? What are
Well,
people talking about?
What I'm do is take my music and convert my, SOS in music. Sometime I'm trying to check about and find out what's going on. Why is it they treat sometimes the black peoples different from the white peoples here? So I write my music and I sing my songs. That's why many people, when they hear my music, they say, "Marcus, but is what you mean by with that?" I say, "You know what I mean by with it."
Yeah.
So a lot of people, when they hear me, say, "Oh, yeah, I get you. And it's something true you're saying with your music."
So, Marcos, can you play some of your unique calypso style?
My style?
Can you play something?
This is one of my style. What a day, what a day, what a days. I remember all those days. What a day, what a day, what a days. Today no one know these games. You hear me?
Bravo.
That brings back memories. delightful memories.
And Calypso is so nice.
Yes. And you know
Nice.
what, it was just also just thinking about the setting again was just so beautiful. You could see the greenery. I mean, that's one of the things about Costa Rica that I love is that it's just so green, so tan verde. And when, I live by New York in the New York City area, so it is the urban jungle. And, you see concrete. And I love New York and I love being there, but it's so great just, I think, mentally, just to be around all this luscious, this greenness. I feel like this goodness. And then you've got, the seas. And it's just, I think it just can put you at rest and ease so quickly. And the only other thing I wanted to say is, Marcos was talking about, you asked Christian, you mentioned story. I mean, songs are about stories, right? Telling a story. And that's what he was saying. I got, from the piece there is all about the story. And so it's just a great reminder of, I think, story as a way of connecting us. And that sharing that human experience is through story.
Beautiful. And yeah, like I know about Calypso, but to hear it from Marcos, and to hear him like just get into it so effortlessly is beautiful. Okay, so then the next clip we've got is with Selvin. Can you tell us a little bit about that one before we watch?
I can, yeah. I was just going to say, I don't know if Luanna, do you want to say anything about Selvin now?
Selvin is really amazing guy, first. And second one is one of the best restaurants in Puerto Viejo. It's really amazing. When I visit Puerto Viejo, I cannot stop there and eat delicious rice and beans. It's one of my favorites. And I think it's the best rice and beans in the area. And he's so nice and so funny. So I really like to speak with him. It's very nice.
Yeah, he's just what Luanna said. He's a great guy to talk to. I mean, again, story. He had great stories, and he was just fun to be with. And I think that feeling when you're there of just relaxing. It's a beautiful setting. His restaurant. He's stone's throw from the beach. You just feel like all your worries just kind of melts away, or and then you have that rondon, and I mean, what else? Light doesn't get much better for me than that. I don't know. I mean, you're stone's throw from the beach. You're in this beautiful setting, and you've got great company. I mean, that's pretty wonderful.
He's so nice. He always have this big smile So it's like you are in my home, so I'm happy to stay here with you. So it's very, very nice.
Yes.
All right, let's watch Selvin then.
The Caribbean hits you with all 5 senses here at Cabina Selvin y Blanca, and this land has been in Selvin's family for generations. So from the concert of howler monkeys up in the trees to the ocean waves pounding at the shore yards behind me, the sounds of Costa Rica are everywhere. But it's the smell of coconut that's drawing me to Selvin's kitchen. Let's go find out what's cooking. Vámonos. It's great to be here.
Also for me.
We've heard so many good things about you.
So I came over here, that was in 1985, when I started a restaurant, and there was no light, there was no road.
Wow.
I had my sign put out on the beach. This is part of my grandfather's property, and they came in here in 1918.
Wow.
Yes.
So what are we going to make today?
Well, today the idea is to do some rice and beans some rundown.
So what is rundown?
Rundown is it's like a soup, but it's a stew with coconut milk. When we're growing up, my dad, if we're gonna do some rundown, my mom would say, okay, so you run to the farm and you get a banana. You run to the ocean and you catch a fish.
Yes.
You run over there and you get a breadfruit, and it's like running down. You run down the village over here and run down there, and then everybody come together. Some grated the coconut, some will be peeling the yam, some will be scaling fish and frying the fish.
So it sounds like that was a great way for your mom to get 14 kids out of the house.
Yeah, I get it. So
Okay.
This is the yuca.
Ooh. So you learned to cook from your mom?
Right, my mom teach all of us to cook. Yeah.
Oh, so the boys and the girls.
She had 14 chefs.
Yeah. So wait, what number are you?
Number 8, yeah.
Number 8? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So what's the secret to making a good rundown?
It's your ingredient,
Yes.
your coconut milk, and your fish.
And a lot of love, I think.
Right, it goes with that. Goes with that.
Wonderful.
So this is the coconut trash.
Oh man, okay.
Do this so we get the milk from it.
Oh, can I try it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, try that.
Oh, you can feel it. Yeah. Actually feels pretty good.
It feels good.
Yeah. So it feels somewhat like sand.
Like sand.
Well, we are near the beach, right?
Right on.
Yeah. So this is how you make coconut milk.
The coconut milk and also the coconut oil.
Oil.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You dump it in your hand and squeeze out the milk.
Okay. And then what do we do with this?
This coconut milk is going for the rice and beans.
Oh, for the rice and beans.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we're gonna deal with the fish. So we cut this up and add some salt to it, and then we fried it before you add it to your vegetables. Here we have some more fish.
All right, more fish.
This is the marlin. We're gonna chop the rati. This is the rati. Now we're gonna strain the coconut milk.
Okay.
There we go. So I have to wait until this oil heat up, then I add the fish to the oil. Okay.
So you're putting that in there? Yeah. Oh boy. This is some heavy stuff.
Okay, now we're gonna put the season into the rundown. Celery, some bell pepper.
Good, great color. Some garlic.
Gonna put 4 Panamanian pepper.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So this is like, these are the superstars
These
of
are
the
superstars.
This
It's
is
gonna
it.
work right in. Yeah.
All right. It's got to be good. It's got to be good.
Yeah.
Looks great. Because anything fried anyway is going to be good.
Right,
Okay. Let's try these beans. Mmm. This is going to be delicious. No doubt.
Este es el famoso rondón, entonces vamos a. There you go.
Okay. Oh, it looks
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, it's good fish. And it's right from outside here. the
Right from
ocean,
outside,
right
yes.
Here, yeah, next door.
Your mom would be proud.
Yes, she is proud about it.
She is, yes.
Yeah, she's proud of
Yes.
seeing us having this nice rundown and
Yeah.
chatting about it and calling her name.
Call her name. Wait, what is your mom's name?
Anita.
Anita.
Yeah.
Anita.
Anita.
All right.
Oh my gosh. I mean, wait, it definitely feels like yesterday. I got on the same dress. But it feels good. Watching him is just divine. He's just He's so nice to be with. And then looking at the rundown, I'm like getting hungry. It was so good, so flavorful. It was just, yeah, it's for me. I can't get much better than that for me. I'm beach, being outside. I mean, his restaurant, you could see, I mean, it's like that indoor outdoor, right? That indoor outdoor living. And with Costa Rica's weather, I mean, they can do so much for such a great portion of the year, but you really are almost like outside. So it's all that nature and outdoors that you can just soak up while you're soaking up a great bowl of rondon. I mean, to me, it's heaven. It's just magical.
Yes, I could smell it from here. It just looked heavenly. And sounded like all of it. Everything except for the smell. We'll work on that next. Streaming smell sound. That's fantastic. And it just looks like so much fun to learn that way, to experience, to ask, to talk to people. Luanna, I know you also have some photos and some stories to share. Do you mind if we throw some of those up and you can kind of talk us through what those are? They're going to be right in the middle of the frame, but you'll be able to see them and kind of talk us through them.
Sure, I share some picture of my town from Atenas because I think rural tourism is very important for us too. We have the best climate or weather in the world. It's really crazy, but it's a real investigation for National Geographic, and they determinate in the 70s that Atenas have the better weather in the world. This is it's crazy. Everything starts because Japanese people try to find some place for the soldiers that they have to recovering. So they make this investigation. This is my home. This is my home, and I like show you because Kim said that I have to show because it's a very nice place. I like to the people have the idea that usually in Costa Rica we live in places like that. Well, of course, we have apartments and small houses and things. Oh, my house is very tiny, but it's good for me. But the idea is that the people can see how is our normal life here. This is my view every morning when I start to work. I make work from home 3 days a week. So when I have to go to the office, it's not very, I usually not very happy because, so can you imagine have this view every morning? So for 4 or 6 hours, it's really amazing. That's why I decide move to live here in Atenas because it's near, and it's near to the city, but it's not in the city. And here I have a lot of things to do. I make biking, I walking. So this is an old train bridge near to home. There are my brothers. We make this at the beginning of the year, and it's very funny because you have to put the bicycle in the coffee part to walk, because you can walk with the bicycle in the bridge. But it's very nice, and I like to invite the people come here because, especially specific in Atenas, because Atenas have these amazing views. You can, I make a trail for 3 hours, and at the end I have this amazing view. So, and we are very close to the beach, and I don't know, it's a nice place and very sunny. Well, not today because it's rainy season, but usually I have sun and amazing hot around. And this is the other part of the view that I have when I don't want to see the tree in front of me. I change, and this is this is in my cousin house, but anyway, it's very nice. So it's very rural but close to the city, so that's why I really like it.
I think it's beautiful.
Thank you.
That is beautiful. And also just watching those, there was some green envy. You have so much green, which is good for, there are studies that say, being outside or proximity to nature is good for mental health and physical health. And I just wanted to point out that you have a beautiful green background in your screen, real life. Kim, it looks like you have a painting of green, and I have some potted plants.
Here in the hotel room.
Yeah, and I have some potted plants. So one way or the other, we're all trying our best to get those benefits.
Yes.
So it's been a great conversation. Unfortunately, the time is running a little low for us, but I wanted to talk about real quick. You know, we're celebrating Latino Conservation Week, and it means so much to a lot of people. And there's a lot of legislature and, you know, urgent actions to protect nature, to protect wildlife, biodiversity. You know, I know that Costa Rica is a really takes care of their land and their culture a lot. That's part of their culture, to take care of it. And so, you know, we've had a lot of themes that we've talked about this week, like Agua es Vida, Advocacy Afuera, Diversify Outdoors, and Conservation Cultura. There's just been so much culture and cultura that I've been watching and we've been listening and talking about. I wanted to ask you both, what does conservation cultura mean to you? Luanna, would you like to say?
Yeah, for me means it's not only the culture, it's everything, because nature is part of the culture, history is part of the culture, people is part of the culture. So you have to protect everything around you. For example, this tree behind me, so this part of this land was from my grandparents, and my dad, like 10 years ago, said, you have to choose one part of the land. So I say, okay. So I choose this one for the tree, because for me, the tree is life. Not today, but usually I have a lot of birds around. It's crazy. I remember one day I was in a call with like 2 or 3 guys in United States, and somebody said like, I can hear you because it's a very noisy of birds. So I said, yes, it's me. Sorry for that. Said, no, don't worry. It's really amazing because we are in a building and we don't hear anything. So don't worry. Say, okay. So for me, we have to protect everything around you because it's part of your life, and you can cut these, how do you say lazos? Sorry.
The links, the ties.
Yes, the links, the ties, because it's part of you. And you need to have with you to have a nice life, a pura vida life. So for me, I live around my home, live a lot of people who has my uncles, my cousins. So for me, that is very, very important because I belong to them. So I think everything you have to protect. And in Costa Rica, we have this, or I think in general, Latin American people, we have this close relation with the family. It is a close cousin or no. Yesterday, I told Kim that in Spain, I remember one of my cousins present me a Argentinian friend, and he said like, your mom is a sister of Francisco mom. Say, no, your dad, no. So why you are cousin? Well, because in Costa Rica, everybody's a cousin. Don't worry about it. So it's very, very interesting. But I think in general, Latin people is like that. We like to stay with the family close, and the story, the nature, everything is part of us. So for me, is that.
Kim, how about you? Conservation cultura.
Oh my gosh, I love what Luanna said, and looks like we had somebody, Richard, in the chat from Big Bear Lake, California. So no, I'm just thinking about that, and I love what Luanna was saying. So I don't have, I think, really anything to add other than, you know, it's about, I think, learning to, for us, all of us, to continue to appreciate, you know, every moment. And the culture, I think, is everything. As Luanna said, it's the people, it's nature, it's our, you know, I think our environment and our seas, and really appreciating everything that we've been blessed with and not taking it for granted. And I think that will make us all hopefully, you know, more connected and appreciative of each other, and learning to pass that on to the next generation so that these things thrive and survive and have another life. So I think it's all that goodness that Luanna just mentioned, and learning to take care of it and not be just disregard it, but learning to be good to our planet and to ourselves and to each other. That's what that means to me. And I love saying pura vida. So I think in that, pura vida sense of, all of that greatness and goodness is what I like.
And I'd also like to add, Kim, to that, is that you, in practice, you are conserving cultura. You are recording people's stories and their traditions and their cultures, and you're conserving it. Whether it's on a file or an MP4 or on a show or streaming, you're conserving this so that people can share it and learn about it and look back on it. So I really, really appreciate the both of you. This has been an amazing time, and it went by really quickly. But before we head out, I just wanted to. I think we lost Luanna.
Oh, did we?
But Kim, actually, I wanted to ask, what's next? Where can we tune in, and how can we follow and support what you're doing?
Thank you so much. You can always reach out at travelswithkimhaas.com. And I was just in Puerto Rico 2 weeks ago, and have some surprises that we'll announce soon. And so I'm really excited about that. A couple of weeks we'll probably be able to announce what we'll be doing next, but it's really super, super exciting. Talk about conservation, right? And cultura. I think it's right in that alley. So you'll see some announcements soon about that, but I'm really super excited and so glad to be here, and really appreciating Christian this opportunity again. But people can always reach out to us at travelswithkimhaas.com, and we'll be sharing photos and things from our first trip, our group trip, which I'm really excited about, and hopefully we'll be doing some more. And then obviously, hi, Luanna.
Hi, sorry, I have a problem with my computer, but I am in my cell phone.
That's basically it for us. Is just follow us along Instagram and all those good platforms, and reach out anytime with questions. Oh, I'm sorry. One thing, we have probably doing our interview series, a virtual chat series where I interview people of African descent, Afro-Latino talks. Probably for Hispanic Heritage Month. So we'll be making announcements soon about those. And we do those in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. And I know one person who's on here, Jeffrey, has been a great supporter. So I want to say thank you to Jeffrey for always hanging in there with us. And I see, as Stephanie was talking about, the inspiration from grandmothers and abuelitas. And so that's always nice. So a lot of good things coming up. We're really excited. And we thank you for your support.
Absolutely. Luanna, I was asking Kim what's next, what she's working on. But I wanted to ask you, for somebody watching, somebody learning, somebody who will watch, and they want to learn more about Costa Rica and what it has to offer, what is the best advice that you can give somebody?
Visit CostaRica.com is our official page, and everything is there. Examples of itineraries, information about some stories, some attractions. So I think it's the best place to have information. Of course, we have Visit Costa Rica in Facebook and Twitter. So I think that there are the best options.
Wonderful. Well, I appreciate it so much. You all are doing amazing work, conserving our cultura, telling stories, being great ambassadors for these cultures and for these moments or these individuals, and letting the whole world know about these wonderful places that exist, within the Americas. So I really appreciate your time. It's been great to catch up, Kim. It's been amazing to meet you and speak, Luanna. And we will keep in touch. And just wanted to say, Happy Latino Conservation Week, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Gracias. Pura vida.
Pura vida. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Adios.